factoids and whatnot. So it was released in 1981. It quickly rose in popularity and is still one of the most recognisable gaming platforming games, of all time. As well as being the first game to feature the titular primate, Donkey Kong. It's also the first game to feature Mario. However, he's not called Mario in this game. He's called Jumpman. The reason for that basically is that he jumps. That's all he does. There's only one button, it's jump.
And he's a man.
He's Jumpman. And he's a man, that's right. So he's Jumpman. The other thing that a lot of people don't realise is that this is not Peach. The girl that you have to rescue is not Peach. It's his first girlfriend, Pauline. He gets around these Italians. No, but that's Pauline, this is Donkey Kong, and that's Jumpman. Now, yes, you have a question?
Why is he so short?
Why is he so short? That's a very good question. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't want to make another Italian joke. I'm not really allowed one, so... I'm not sure why he's short, but that is a good thing to point out here in the front. It says that he can fall 2 of his height. Is it 2 or just 1? He can just fall 1.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Basically,
John?
Yeah, John. Let me just read the thing. Jump down height is equal to 2 levels of framework, which is the same as Jumpman's
I've never
height.
read
So
that.
he's as high as the frames. He can fall 2 of them. Cool. He actually had 2 names. He had Jumpman, and he also had Mr. Video, because it was a video game, I guess, and no one had taken that name. But another name that they worked with was Mr. Video. The name Mario actually came from a man called Mario Segal, who was the landlord of the original office space for Nintendo America. Mario was actually given the job of a carpenter in this game. It wasn't until Super Mario Bros. Came out in 1983 that the Mario Brothers were changed to plumbers. So that's why he's working on a building, scaffolding and all that sort of stuff. He's a carpenter in this game, not a plumber. So quite different, this one, to what we now know as Mario. Well, it's become universally accepted. Everyone knows Mario, that he's a plumber, he has a brother, all this sort of stuff. Wasn't the way back then. This is the first one. They haven't quite figured it all out yet. Now, a rare feature for arcades of this time, 1981, when they were really starting out, was that this actually has a narrative, and this has a storyline. Right at the start, you see Donkey Kong running away, and Mario chasing him, and then you figure out that you actually have to save your girlfriend. That's a story, and most games didn't even have that much. It was basically turn on the game, shoot the thing, survive, you have 3 lives. Like, there wasn't, you're trying to do this thing, you're trying to save this person. It was just play this simple little game. But this was narrative, this was storyline, this was next level for a lot of people. And since then we have games that are just insane storylines. If anyone's played The Witcher, wow, that's cool. Alright, cool. So let me just run a couple more things through. Each stage represents 25 meters of a 100-meter structure that you have to complete to rescue your damsel and beat the villain. Completing 100 meters is considered 1 level, and upon completion the game starts over with increasing difficulty. So basically you beat him, you start again, and then you just added another level to it, and then you beat him, you start again until you get up to like 100 or 150 meters or so. So you'll notice that once you get up to beating those first few 5 stages, then everything just starts to repeat. It does seem like it's a little bit harder, but there's little tips and techniques that Sean can teach us that makes it actually sometimes a little bit easier. Steering those barrels, you have a higher chance of doing it in the later levels, so it can actually kind of be a little bit easier. When I say steering barrels, hopefully Sean can teach us some of those tricks, because you can control the barrels. They feel random, they are sort of random, but you do have an element of control over them. And once you learn how to control those barrels, your game completely changes. So hopefully Sean can teach us all some of that. Obviously, since the release of Donkey Kong and Mario, those worlds have grown substantially. The current Donkey Kong Country's main ape is actually this original Donkey Kong's grandson. So the Donkey Kong we know in all the modern games, even Donkey Kong 64, would be, the new Donkey Kong. That's this Donkey Kong's grandson. If anyone does play the new Donkey Kong games, Donkey Kong Country, Cranky Kong is this Donkey Kong. So Cranky Kong is our DK's is the new DK's grandfather, and is this Donkey Kong. The main difference between that is Donkey Kong is most notably seen with tie on. This Donkey Kong does not have a tie. That's pretty much it. There's been like a little bit of debate about that. People really tried to break down the timeline of the family tree of the Kongs. I don't think you really need to do that. But some people have been like, where's his tie? He's not the Donkey Kong that floats around today. That's the grandfather. So that is Cranky Kong, just for anyone who plays the new games. Now, the thing about this game is that, although I said it has a narrative, there is no real ending. You can rescue Pauline, but then it pretty much just starts again. But what happened is one of the most famous accidental happenings in the arcade world, the kill screen. The kill screen is actually kind of a good thing. That is your end game. If you get to the kill screen, you can't play anymore. What happens is it's called an integer overflow. So basically you're given less and less time to get through these levels, and with that you have less of a bonus. Basically you get to one level that it doesn't give you enough time to finish the level. No matter how good you are, you cannot finish the game. And that's called a kill screen. And that's pretty much it. That's end game right there. So trying to get a world record isn't about trying to get further in the game, because you can only get so far. It's about trying to pump as many points into those levels as possible. So finding little techniques, hopefully Sean does the one where you jump to the you've got to really press for points. So today, guys, we only play for 10 minutes. There's quite a few of us, so might actually only need to be 5 minutes that we play for, which is good. It's good that there's a lot of us, so we might just limit it to maybe 5 minutes today, guys. That's on each machine. If you guys haven't been here before, we play 8 games. We don't just play Donkey Kong. It would be great if we could all get on Donkey Kong and play for as long as we can and set the best scores we can, but with this many people, we have to open in 2 hours and we just can't get everyone through. So it's 5 minutes a game, I think, today, guys, and we have 8 games. So obviously Donkey Kong's going to be one of them. We're going to play 7 others. I'll just go along here. So we've got, we have Splatterhouse up here on the stage. Apologies to the kids, that game is super violent. But it's new and it's really fun, and if you haven't played it before, you should definitely have a crack at that. So that's Splatterhouse, that'll be one of our games. Qbert over here, that's new as well. We only got that in this week on Tuesday. Really great game. If you don't know Qbert, really awesome, check it out. I think I put Pac-Man in there. Pac-Man's a classic, you all know Pac-Man. I've also included, we usually do at least one console game. One of the best console games ever, Altered Beast. I'm going to be playing through on that. Once again, guys, just 5 minutes. What else do I put in here? Got Pac-Man Dig Dug. Dig Dug is in the next room, guys. Play Boo Dig Dug, sorry. Puzzle Bowl as well. Thank you to David Clark for bringing in that Puzzle Bowl Neo Geo. Really fun game. I'm not really allowed to say anything, but you should all be practicing Puzzle Bobble, and you should be practicing Qbert. Not that I can say anything, but... And I was going to let Sean pick one as well. Would you like to pick another game there?
Oh shit.
What have you been playing lately besides Donkey Kong?
Well, something I know people are bad at. That I'm good at.
Crazy Taxi.
I can't think of one. Wait. Can I think like anything?
Any arcade game.
Mike's really good at Gallagher.
Yeah, Mike's here. You don't want to pick
Street
one.
Fighter. Point Blank's cool?
You want to do
Yeah,
Point
Point Blank, man.
Alright, we'll do Point Blank.
Is anyone upset about that?
I am. Why? Oh, I'm terrible at that.
Oh, yeah.
Alright guys, now I'm going to hand over to Sean, but just before I do, I just want to let everyone know, in case they don't, obviously a lot of you do. Jerry, can you just stand up for us for a quick tick? So the reason we're doing Donkey Kong this month is that in just a couple of weeks' time, we have Kong Off coming up. So this is a shout to the Pittsburgh, the American Kong Off. Kong Off 4. Jerry is very good friends with the organizer of Kong Off, and he's gone to quite a few of them, and he knows all those guys. Huge name in the scene. Jerry actually, you're huge in the scene. You met all today, and got signed everything. That's great. But yeah, so we have Oz Kong Off. We did this last year. It was the very first Oz Kong Off. It's one of the biggest events in arcade history, basically. Like, it's huge. It'd probably only be beaten by not even Star Wars. Star Wars wouldn't be Kong Off, would it? No. It's the biggest thing in the arcade scene, and we do it here at Netherworld. We're doing it on the 10th is the qualifying, 10th of November is qualifying if anyone wants to come by, and then the 11th is the finals. I think we take the top 16. We're maybe thinking about doing different divisions, but I don't want to say anything about that. Top 16. Last year I think about 200,000 points was like, if you get 200,000 you're probably in. Maybe after this session that might rise to about 300,000-400,000 points. We'll see, yeah, but it's huge, guys. We have some big names coming from all over the world this year. Next year we'll probably have even more people. Year after that we'll have even more people. I reckon. There you go. We have 3 1 million point players coming this time. Who else do we have? We have Andrew
I've got
Carroll
over
coming.
153 times. I'm waiting for it to have a good game.
They call it an outlaw.
Yep.
You just had this massive fucking
Yeah, just good luck. Good focus.
Yes. Yeah. So we have some big names, not even just Donkey Kong names. Like we just have
you've
big
been
arcade
working
names.
hard,
It's going to be a really good day. If anyone wants to come, just get to know the arcade scene because it's one of those hidden gems where we didn't have anything in Brisbane before Netherworld really, besides time zones. And yeah, one up, but that was after us as well. So we didn't really have anything in Brisbane. Now that it's here, it's actually amazing to see all these people who love this scene and they want to get involved and they just didn't have the opportunity.
Yeah.
And as soon as we organise these little things, we see people like tentatively put their hands up, and then now it's just bonkers. It's like this scene has grown so much in the last, I don't know, year, 2 years or so. The friends that have been made along the way is the real arcade, I think. And the beer, and there's great beer as well. Speaking of beer, don't run off just yet, but the bar is open from 10 a.m. So if anyone wants to go get a drink after Mike, then that's cool. Just before I hand over, Sean.
Mike was last
Mike
week.
was last week. Yeah. Okay. I need to. Sorry, do we have a question?
I just thought I'd let you know. I also heard that Jumpman and Pauline, they actually named Super Mario Bros. Parents.
Oh, I've not heard that. That would make like a lot of sense. There you go. They could be the parents of our Super Mario Brothers. That would make a lot of sense, actually. So it would be Mario Video then. Mr. Video's son would be Mario Video. I guess Mario and Luigi Video would be the last name.
So yeah, bitch.
She ran off.
Cool. So I'm going to hand over to Sean. So just so you guys know, we play 5 minutes apiece. Just use your phone timers, and it's kind of a dishonesty policy. You're only allowed 1 attempt on each arena. That's each game. I'll put these score sheets on the boards with their pens, so just write down your name and your score with them. And the other thing as well is I need you all to come and see me after Sean's done talking, just so I can put your name into the system and I can get your scores that way. Anyway, that's me done, guys. I'm going to hand you over to Sean now, and he's going to teach you how to play the game. I did want to show a quick video about Alan Stall, who's one of the more well-known Donkey Kong players in Australia. However, there's some kids here that it would not be appropriate for. But if anyone wants to look that up, Alan Stall, ALLENSTAAL. Very, very funny 4-minute video of his failures throughout the year. Yeah, cool. I think that's it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Sean?
Beat the shit. You haven't even seen it. He beats the crap out of his cabinet. The language is just horrendous. But yeah, he's not like that in person. He's very quiet. It's a bit. I mean, he does get frustrated playing the game. But it's a bit of a show when he's on his streaming on Twitch.
I think most people stand up when they play Donkey Kong, but it hurts my back, so I sit down.
Great tip.
And I'm lazy.
You're also taller than the cat.
Yeah, the cabinet was made when people were shorter.
Japanese people. Yeah. They're all short asses.
Alright. I guess I'll just play through and give tips as it comes to mind. Some people that are in the room are definitely better than me and know more than me, so if you hear me say something wrong or do something stupid, just let me know. I got into this game about when I was 19. I'm 30 now, so I've been playing for like 11 years. But not that consistently, except for when Netherworld opened, then I got like super into games, these kind of games again. Because the addiction of collecting pins and everything like that. So what you want to do in the first stage is basically get to the top as quick as you can. I probably could have gone quicker already. You don't want to get that first hammer because it just makes it harder. The more barrels that come down, the more chance that they will actually group. And there's a bit of a glitch with this at the moment. The barrels are disappearing in that left part of the screen. But you want to get that second hammer because that acts as a shield so you can get across this part at the end here and you get good points for getting all the hammers. Now in the first stage, I think I remember one of the best players giving tips saying that the barrels follow you, but only about 25% of the time you can actually control them. So when I get to another stage with the barrels that they follow you more, I can show you how to steer them a bit more. So basically get to the top as quick as you can on the first one if you're just trying to get to that 40,000 points. And the second stage is pattern. Go to the left ladder, go up, jump over the first one, skip that rivet. So you get those three, and all the fire guys, is that what they call? What do they call? Fireballs?
Fire foxes on that one.
Fire what?
Fire foxes.
Fire bosses?
Fox.
Box.
Oh, fire foxes. So they all spawn on the right side, and then you try to come across and get it with this hammer, and they'll spawn on the left side, and they'll be trapped over there. I only got one that time. And now I've got to try to make it up to that second hammer and get as many as I can so they spawn on the left side and they're all trapped there. It doesn't always work out that easily and you have to be patient. This one is definitely about patience. So now I'm in a good position and I'll kind of wait for them to come down. And I can get a few of them and I can show you a trick called point pressing. So point pressing is basically building your points as much as you can instead of just trying to get past the stage. I haven't done too well on this one. So that didn't work out very well. So this is the trick. You get next to Donkey Kong and push across while you're in the air and it gives you 100 points. You can sometimes do that and get a few thousand points. So sometimes I can get up to 16,000 on this second level with my score. So now it's only 9,800. It just depends on luck and how good you do it, and I'm sure there's people in the room who know more about how to do that better than me. Now on the second barrel stage, you run across as quick as you can, do one jump, and then when the barrel comes near you, do another jump and you get 100 points, and you don't do that. So that is, I did that on purpose to show people what not to do. So as you can see, I run straight away and jump, and that barrel always comes down the same position, jump again, and you get 100 points. And that's just a easy way to get 100 points basically and to get off to a good start. You always miss the second barrel, always miss the first hammer. So if you see me run towards this ladder, see how the barrel goes down there? You can control the barrels by running towards that ladder. So on the second stage they listen to you a bit more, or they follow you a bit more. You just got to be careful and always watch Donkey Kong because he throws random barrels because he's a real jerk. And be ready for that hammer. You listen to the music and you get used to the timing and you be ready for that hammer to disappear. So I actually push jump while I still have the hammer when I know it's about to disappear and the barrel's coming towards me. In case it does all of a sudden disappear, I can still jump. Is there anything I'm doing wrong, guys? Thanks. This one you can run across straight away, jump over. You just got to watch this guy, the Firefox. He'll come back down. So it seems like at this stage, if you haven't gotten up to here before, that it's really complicated and you've got to go all the way across and up those different levels, but you can do this skip where you do that and you're already here. This is actually one of the easiest stages for the first part, and you can run straight across on this stage. So you can edge over a little bit to get comfortable. And as soon as one gets above your head, you run and you just go straight up. The springs come out slow enough that if you run when it's just above your head, you're going to make it up. And you just do the same pattern on this level every time. But everything is random about the firefoxes. They will go wherever they want and they will follow you, and they get faster the higher you get in the levels. You can do that little jump there to go off the wall, it makes it a little bit easier. It seems like you would die, but you actually just rebound off the invisible wall. Be ready for the hammer to disappear on this too. Missed me. And then try to get him again. Hopefully this guy that's below me comes up, and then I'll be pretty sweet to do some point pressing. This is really the only point pressing that I'm going to teach because it's the only one that's kind of like a freebie. So I'm safe now, like there's no way I can die unless I do something terrible. So you jump and you push across while you're in the air. And you get 100 points every time because I guess it thinks you're jumping over Donkey Kong's foot. Apparently this was actually put in the game on purpose, but I'm not sure if that's true. You just keep doing this. You see the bonus there running down at the top right? You just keep doing it until that runs out or a Firefox is coming up.